Monday morning, everyone. All right, I'm just getting my espresso and we're getting ready to walk. We are live from Celebration, Florida. And as you can hear, I have a little bit of a cold, but we're still here. We're doing it, trying to get the gimbal working. All right. Thank you all for being here. I see Lynette in the chat. Hi, Lynette. Hope you had a great weekend. All right. Oh, it's a nice quiet morning in Celebration. It's been a little bit humid recently here in Central Florida, so the hair has not been cooperating. Good morning, Eric. I always feel so good on a Monday morning. So happy that I get to do this with you guys, whether you're watching live or on a replay. It's a nice way to start the week and my morning, and just to kind of get my priorities straight for the week, get clear on what I want to do for the week. So it's nice to have all of you here joining in as we reflect and kind of project into the future. So there's a couple of things that I do want to talk about this week, and I kind of titled the live stream as like Motivation Monday. Wanted to get you all focused on, what you want to achieve for the week and motivating you and getting you in the right direction for the week. Hi, Kelsey. Good morning. Gotta have a sip of that espresso. It's so nice. So some topics that I want to talk about today are going to revolve around the idea of like control, reactions, friction, and differences. Hey, Shelly, good morning. Thank you all for being here. So those are the things we're going to be talking about as we continue on our walk. I was going to take you guys around my development today, but there wasn't enough time for me to grab the coffee and head back home. I think I want to plan another beach sunrise stream soon, but not on a Monday morning. So that's going to be coming soon. I just don't know when I'm going to do that. Maybe a Saturday or Sunday morning. So look out for that. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you are and turn on that bell for all notifications so you'll be notified when I decide to do that live stream, because I'm super excited. I really had such a great time with all of you. That was a couple weeks ago, so if you didn't catch that live, I would check it out. But it was just, there's something about the beach and just being near the water. It helps you to just like reset and focus and gets you grounded. I loved like just putting my feet in the sand and something about that salty air. It's just so nice and rejuvenating. So if you didn't already check that out, please do. It was such a wonderful morning. But I kind of want to start out our chat today with talking about like how sometimes we feel like we're out of control, right? And we can't obviously control everything in our lives, but the only thing we can control is ourselves. So whether things are going on around the world, or within our immediate family, or at work, or in a relationship, right? You can always come back to, taking control of you and the things that you eat, you drink, you watch, the way that you move or how often you move, things that you read, and your environment. Like, you have control over that, whether you know it or not. And I think, starting 75 hard again gives me that clarity of there's so much I can control in this crazy, chaotic world. And if I'm able to control, myself and my reactions to things, the things that I'm putting into my body, like that will help to create a more peaceful environment and space around me. So I think I'm going to carry that through my week, and when I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, just that knowledge of the fact that I have the ability to change my life and my space with just that shift of a mindset is extremely powerful. Because sometimes, or not sometimes, there's a lot of times where we all feel like out of control in our lives. But if we come back to that just basic idea of like, hey, I can control myself. You might not be able to change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. I love that mindset shift, that quote of like, you might not be able to like actually change the people, the personalities of the people around you, but you can change who you put around you. So, big fan of that. And 75 Hard does teach you, you know, you can go out and do all of these things. You can still like have fun, but there's, you know, you create the boundaries that you want. I went to SeaWorld the other day. I went to Epcot about a week ago, and you could still have fun and do the things that you enjoy doing, but maybe not drinking alcohol, maybe not eating like fast food or unhealthy foods. Like you can still have a good time and, you know, create healthy boundaries for yourself. So just something to think about. Not necessarily saying everybody should do 75 Hard, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that that's kind of some of the clarity that I got doing that. So anywho, we're going to go for a little walk. And I apologize if I sound a little nasally. That's what's happening right now. I got a little bit of a cold, but I'm still here, still doing my 2 workouts a day. I really think it's helping to, you know what? I don't think we ever started this way. I'm going to go this way. To drink my gallon of water every day is really helping to kind of like kick this cold to the curb. Yeah, I don't think we ever started this direction, so I'm changing it up today. And I think that's Topher Sis. Good morning. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm also walking and trying to talk and drink my espresso at the same time. But yeah, so I'm almost finished reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And that's where a lot of my inspiration for the things that I'm talking about on this stream and last stream. I've also done a bunch of shorts too, with similar topics from that book and things that inspired me. So if you haven't read that book, it's amazing. I'm really excited to pick out my next book, because on 75 Hard you need to read 10 pages a day of a nonfiction book, self-help, entrepreneurial, personal development book. So I have tons on my list, and I have, actually I should probably post that today, a whole list of my upcoming reads. So I'm getting excited for a new book, so I'll share that with you guys. Thank you. Okay, Lynette. Oh no, I thought you sounded like you caught Pete's cold. Yeah, I think I did, Lynette. Yes. I was really trying to protect myself and take some zinc and diffuse my essential oils around the house. But honestly, I definitely didn't get hit as bad as Pete. He was down for the count. So I feel much better than he even looked when he wasn't feeling well last week. So I am definitely grateful for that. So yeah, I have my energy. I'm feeling good overall. It's just a little bit of congestion, so I'll be okay. All right. So like I mentioned earlier with the idea of things that you can control in your life, right? The biggest thing, the most challenging thing, honestly, for me to control is your reactions to things, right? Because it's so easy. Hey, good morning, Captain Kirk. It's so easy to be reactive, right? When something goes wrong, you're in like a high stress situation, it's so easy to just be reactive and just go with your, you're on autopilot, whatever your normal reaction is based on your past experiences, based on, how you were raised. It's very easy to default into that reactive state. But it's important to kind of I think being in the present moment helps you to stay grounded and be proactive about what you're, responding to. And I know it's easier said than done, but is this person letting me go? Okay, thank you. But if you're being present in the moment, if you're focusing on, at the end of the day, the things that you value and hold close to you, things that are important to you, it'll be easier to, respond to things in a more positive way. And just taking that minute, listening to the other person or whatever the situation is, kind of taking it for what it is, and then adding your response. And I know we all have a difficult time with this, but that's something within our direct control. Good morning, Mark. But again, I think if we're taking care of the other areas of our life, we're controlling, the types of foods that we eat, we're controlling what we're drinking, we're controlling what we're watching on television, what we're listening to, the people that we surround ourselves with. I think it becomes much easier to be less reactive when we have all of those other things in check. If it's all, balanced with our values. And that kind of moves into like my next point about friction, right? There's always going to be friction in your life. There's never going to be anything that goes 100% smoothly, right? That's life. That's why we're here. We're here. Friction helps us to grow and transform. So if there's ever like a challenge or a struggle, right? That's when you should really like open your arms and embrace it, because that's the indicator that change is about to happen. We want friction, because if everything is going smoothly and just the way that you anticipated it, you're not going to be growing. You're not going to have those aha moments. And I'll tell you, it's been, moving down here to Florida from Long Island, didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped. I thought, it would be like an easy transition for me, but finding the right people to surround myself with, having that balance, living so close to a theme park, it's like you're on vacation every day, but that is not financially sustainable, right? And if you're eating theme park food all day and you're having those fun little drinks by the pool, like all of these things, it was kind of a shock to the system when I first came down. And it's hard to find that balance and figure out and establish yourself in a new place, especially if it's like the vacation capital of the nation. But it created a sense of friction over the next couple of years that forced me into this like transformation, because I am definitely not the same person I was when I first moved down here 5 years ago. Lynette says, I have a big problem with reacting too aggressively, working on it, but it isn't easy. Yeah, I definitely hear that. And I think sorry, there's a lot of cars and a school bus. But if we focus on this is another thing that I talked to Pete about the other day, and I did put a Patreon video out about this as well. But if we think about people's how we speak with people, right? And how we listen to them. We're listening in order not to so much like hear them, but like actually listen to what they have to say, and be empathetic towards that, whether we agree with them or not, right? So you want to be actively listening. And I know that's like a phrase that everybody kind of throws around, like active listening, like repeat what the other person says, right? Back to them. I think it's going beyond that. It's hearing what the person has to say. Yes, you can repeat it back to them or summarize what they're saying. Like, I think what you're saying is, but then also showing empathy towards that. People just crave validation. Whether you admit it or not, you want to be validated in life. That's just human nature, right? So if you're hearing out the other person, whether you agree with them or not, repeating back to them what you think that they're saying, because sometimes you're not really hearing it correctly and there's room for you to kind of make that correction. And then also empathizing with them. People just want to be heard, right? And I think that will help, Lynette, with your being reacting aggressively, because believe me, I'm in the same boat as you. And that's something that I'm working on as well. Kelsey is headed into Burn. I'll watch the playback post-class. Hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for tuning in, Kelsey, and have a great workout. Today was a great leg day. So much fun. So Kelsey is referring to Burn Boot Camp. And it's my favorite place to be. That's where I start every single day. We're just walking through Celebration right now. Look at these cute little homes. They are very close together, but I'm obsessed with how quaint they are. Somebody's got their sprinklers on. Oh boy. So we're coming up to the pond over here, I believe, if I went the right way. Yes. Is this the right one? Yes. Okay. At least it's lit up. Thank you again for everyone being here, whether you're live or on the replay. I appreciate you. As you come in, please hit that like button so we can have more people at 6 a.m. hanging out with us. Helps the algorithm. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. We do this every Monday morning around 6 a.m. just to get our day started on the right foot. Give you that little nugget of information to motivate you throughout the week. It is not as dark as it seems on the video, guys. I just realized, I'm like, it looks super dark. It's really not that bad. Usually the gator hangs out over here, but I can't really see. They got a cute little Mickey on the porch. I love that. So cute. Halloween's coming. I can't wait for Halloween decorations, because then in the morning I can show you guys all the Celebration Halloween decorations. That'll be fun. And Christmas, they go all out in Celebration for Christmas. So that'll be a nice thing. Oh boy. I hope everyone had a great week last week. And I know that Lynette used some of the techniques we talked about last week in planning her week. If you didn't catch last week's stream, we did talk about what to kind of keep in mind when we are planning for our week and organizing our week. You can think about your roles, right, as a human being. What are the things, well, first start with your values. What are the things that you value? And kind of aligning that with your roles. So if you're a mother, a sister, a teacher, a spouse, whatever your roles are as as an individual too. What are your responsibilities to yourself? And kind of keeping that in mind when looking at your week to plan out the things that you want to achieve. Because yes, you have your things that are like your must-dos, your mandatory obligations, right? But then how are you going to fill in all that other time? Because we have more time than we think. And we always say that we're too busy for certain things, but then we always manage to find time to, scroll the internet or watch TV, right? That we can actually plan in these other activities that are important to us because they align with our values, but we make excuses about them. So I talked a lot about that in the last stream. Lynette says, do you have any suggestions for what you do when you feel you're not being heard? Okay, that's a great question. I love that. So what I would personally do is make sure that if you're talking about a specific topic or something that you actually want to sit down with your partner or whoever and talk about, is plan that time, right? Schedule it into your day and say, hey, when would be a good time for us to, have a chat? Because I want to make sure you're in the right headspace. I want to make sure we're free of distractions because I feel that I want to be heard. So that's the first thing. If it's something that, you've been wanting to talk about for a long time or something that's been on your mind, you can plan it out. If it's something like in the moment and you're like, I feel like I'm never getting heard, I would encourage you to pause and remember that you're the one in control of how you're presenting information, and just taking a deep breath and allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Hey, Shelly. Because when you're coming from a place of vulnerability, the other person will, if you're truly being vulnerable and you're being authentic in it, the other person will soften and listen to what you have to say. And if they don't, then maybe you need to consider who you're talking to. No, but I think any human being, right? If you're coming from a place of vulnerability, they're going to slow down and listen to what you have to say. But if they're not, you can say in a calm manner, I just feel like I'm not being heard and I really want to express whatever X, Y, and Z to you. And I think that will help. I also think that maybe with certain people, excuse me, it might be challenging for them, or almost when you say the words, we need to talk, or I want to talk to you about something, people get a little defensive. So if that's the case, maybe don't start with that. Maybe start with a different topic and kind of lead into what you want to talk about, but still come from a place of vulnerability. I shared in a Patreon video the other day that I did some journaling and I wanted to share that with my boyfriend Peter, and that didn't come from a place of manipulation or wanting to get to another topic. It was just more of an authentic, I want to share this with you because you're my partner. And then it kind of led to other conversations because we were both in a vulnerable state. So when guards come down, it makes it so much easier to listen to the other person and to also be heard. So I hope that was helpful, Lynette. But yeah, definitely when you start from a place of being authentically vulnerable, it's helpful. And when the other person doesn't feel attacked. Oh my goodness, there are deer literally right there. Hold on. Ooh, that's cool. They were just hanging out on the path. They're in the parking lot now, but that was really cool. All right, let's go this way. Going a little backwards today, but it's okay. I like it. So that kind of connects with my next point of like valuing people's differences, especially now. And I am definitely not getting political, but I'm just saying there's a lot of things going on right now because we're getting closer to the election, right? And there's a lot of polarizing ideas, and whether you're talking with family or friends or whatever, it's important to just know that not everyone is going to have the same view or opinion as you. They're just not. You're one of a kind. So your experiences are really just authentic to you. So every time that you listen to somebody else's opinion, I personally think it's important to value that they're different from you. And that's what makes this world a beautiful place, is that everybody has different ideas, right? If we were all the same, it would be a pretty boring world. So when having conversations with other people, whether it's political conversations or not, because it doesn't have to necessarily be political, going back to that like active listening thing, value what the other person is saying. Say, you know what? I love that you have a different opinion than I do. We might not agree, but it's okay that you feel this way. Because at the end of the day, like I said, their upbringing, their experiences are going to bring them to whatever viewpoint that they're at. And sometimes debates, meaning debating back and forth with, not like political debates, but debating back and forth with people, never really work to switch the other person's perspective. It just kind of allows them to stand convicted in their own decision that they had at the beginning of the debate. So you're never really going to change someone's mind if they're extremely passionate about a certain viewpoint because they think that they're right. And you think that you're right. And you can't understand why anyone would think differently. I agree, Lynette. But people are always going to think that they're right in their viewpoints because of how they were raised, of all the decisions that brought them to that point. They think that they're correct in that. Like pineapple on pizza. Mark, oh my goodness. As an Italian, I'm offended. No. But that's the thing, is like we're all different and it's okay. And you know what? If you actually listen to somebody else's viewpoint, hey, you might get a new perspective on something or think about something in a way that you never did before. And that's so important because that is literally how we learn. If you're stuck in a box and listening to the same viewpoint over and over and over again, that's like extremely dangerous. You want to make sure that you're checking out different views. And I am not saying politically, I'm saying in general with anything. Like, yeah, let's talk about that pineapple on pizza. Maybe you got something to it. I don't know. I'm open to that discussion. But if we're staying closed-minded and we're not listening to a different perspective, how will you ever grow? How will you ever learn? And my channel, I pride it on learning, you know? At least there's a little bit of a breeze, making it bearable in this humidity. The sky does look gorgeous, though. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, I love the Florida sky too. definitely one of the perks of moving down here is that beautiful sky. Because even after a storm in Florida, a great, amazing Florida storm, the sun always finds its way back out, right? And it's a good analogy on life. Like, even when things go wrong, like really, really wrong, or you're having a terrible day, there's still hope at the end of the day, right? There's still tomorrow. And that's why Mondays, honestly, like, as a teacher, there, you know, you get the Sunday scaries or whatever. You're not looking forward to Monday. But then when Monday morning comes, you're so optimistic about the week. You have a fresh start, and you can kind of just like reflect on the weekend and move forward in a positive way. Monday mornings, something about it. It's almost like a rebirth. Oh, we got an owl in there. So what I usually mention during my streams is to think about a word that'll carry you through your week when you're struggling, when you're going through challenges, and when you're also like living through those good moments. What's going to be your word that helps you push through your week and will help to motivate you through your week? So I want you to think about that during the stream, after the stream, because it is, well, right now it's 6:43, almost 7 a.m. Most of the people are sleeping at this point. And like, I commend you for being here live because you're starting your day out on the right foot. You're having this moment to yourself. And I hope that you're reflecting and just kind of taking in the beautiful scenery, which is why I don't like putting the camera on me in the morning. But think about maybe what your word or words will be for the week. Aw, Lynette, thank you. My Monday morning, excuse me. My Monday mornings have gotten a lot better listening to you. I feel so motivated. I love that. Shelby, says, I love these walks. Thank you so much. I love hearing that. I love hearing that feedback. But I wanted to share with you my word for the week, since I know for me, I kind of work on my own schedule, as a lot of you might know. I'm working virtually as a teacher now, so I'm able to kind of create the week that I want, which I love this freedom and this power to do so. You know, I like having control over my schedule, and I kind of booked a lot on Monday and Tuesday. Mondays are usually my very, very busy day as a teacher. But my word for this week is peace. I feel like I keep coming back to that word. And for me at this point in my life, in my work, in my relationships, I just want peace. I just want to be calm. I just want to kind of live out my passion, right? And I love teaching. I love connecting with students. I love empowering people. I love motivating people, inspiring people. So I need to also remember that I'm not a machine, and I need my small moments of like solace as well. So my word for this week is peace. So just coming back to that and knowing like I can't fill other people's cups without filling my own first. And I do put a lot of pressure on myself. Doing 75 hard again, and I really hold myself to a high standard, and sometimes I really get down on myself, but just having the idea of like peace and knowing like you're doing the right thing, like everything's okay. It's not as bad as it seems. And you can also like have a small moment for yourself in a crazy, chaotic day. You can take 5-10 minutes for yourself to just regroup. Or go for a run. right? Like, even though you're going to have a busy day or you know your week is going to be a little crazy, schedule in those moments for yourself. And I think you'll be more productive that way. Because just like a car, right? If you don't fuel up your car, oh, there's a bird. If you don't fuel up your car, it's not going to get anywhere. It's going to run out of gas. It's going to stall out. It's the same thing for you. If you're not refueling with food, with, some good sleep, quality sleep, some alone time that's much needed, some downtime, some time with friends, if you're not giving yourself all that you need to kind of fill your emotional battery, then you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to progress. So you have to remember that. And I need to remember that. Captain Kirk, yes, great way to start the day and week. Love that. Hey, my mom's in the chat. Good morning, Mom. Mom, make sure you hit that like button. Thanks for being here. You're going to have to watch on the replay, Mom, so you can get all the stuff in. Because my mom is proudly retired now. I'm so proud of her. And she's going on a trip soon, a nice little vacation. So I'm happy she's doing that. You need to take time and, you work so hard your whole life. Now is time, your time, Oh, thank you. Lauren, you have a very calming voice. This is the perfect way to start a Monday morning. Thank you, Topher, sis. Thank you so much. I don't know if it's my nasally voice that's calming for you today, but thank you. I appreciate that. I wish we had a better view of the sun coming up, but it still looks just as gorgeous. Oh, Lynette's so sweet. Good morning, Jane, Lauren's mom. Wonderful daughter you have. So sweet. Mom, I'm feeling great. I think I sound worse than I feel, honestly. But I'm feeling good. Feeling good. I also think it's important, not to overdo it when you're not feeling well, but if you have a cold, it's still okay. Go to the gym, sweat it out. Make sure you're hydrating. I just feel good when I'm working out. I don't even think that I'm sick. I don't feel it. I'm just moving right along. So we're coming back around to the rocking chairs, my favorite spot. One of my friends is coming down to visit, and I think she's coming down in a month or two, and she's gonna come with me to Bern, and she said, I need the whole Lauren experience, so I wanna come with you to Bern and then go to Starbucks after and sit on the rocking chairs. I'm like, absolutely, I'll give you that whole experience. This is my routine every morning after the gym. I come here. And now with 75 Hard, I'm trying to really focus on scheduling my time and working on my time management, because that is something that I learned the last time I did 75 hard is really looking at your schedule and seeing where you can fit in your daily requirements. And you could do that too with your must-dos, your things that you need to absolutely get done in your day. Look at your calendar and schedule that in with also the things that you want to do. So I've added to my morning routine, not today, of course, because I'm live streaming, but going to the gym, getting my Starbucks, and actually bringing my book here and sitting by the lake and reading. I also did a short the other day about it. And I have a little reading light because it is very dark still at like 6:15 when I'm here. But I'm just trying to stack on some other tasks to my habits. And it's really peaceful and I love it. So I can get my reading done before I even get home. So I have my first workout done, my reading is done, and then I could really start my day. So just to recap the things that we talked about, this stream is, again, like in a world where we feel like we're out of control, there are definite things that we can take control of and that will help to kind of enhance our environment, right? So again, the things that you're eating, you're drinking, you're watching, how often you move and how you move, what you're reading, and your reactions to things. And I kind of gave Lynette some advice on how to control our reactions a little bit. And hey, I'm still a work in progress, and I know that it's a big challenge for a lot of people too. But I think if we utilize those active listening strategies that I also mentioned earlier, that'll help us to be more present and communicate our needs. Remembering that friction is good, right? It allows for lessons and growth to happen. And then again, just valuing people's differences, seeking to understand them and listening and empathizing instead of trying to get your point across and just reacting to what they're saying. I think I see a gator. I think, unless it's just a rock in the water. Nope, it definitely is moving. Oh, yes. Wait, do you see it? Do you see it? It's kind of hard with the reflection. There we go. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you, Lynette. If you've seen my streams before, you know that I love to spot a gator. Yes. Oh, now it's blurry. Look at that guy. Ooh, he looks big. I love a good gator spotting. Oh my goodness. So beautiful with the water. Look at that shot. I gotta go back and screenshot this. This is gorgeous. So nice. I know, Mom. I'm actually behind this here. He's not gonna get to me. It's totally fine. We're fine. I still think this is one of the smaller gators, but, you know, in person, they look large. Something back there is moving. So I appreciate all of you for being here, and I acknowledge you for getting up at this hour and hanging out and taking some time for yourself. I also want you to focus on creating a word or 2 words for the week that will help you to, you know, get over those struggles and challenges, that'll motivate you throughout your week. And, you know, you can have some reflection next Monday morning. Did that word help you? Did you find that it helped to get you through the week? Is it something that you fell back on, or maybe you need to change up your word for next week? Next week, I'm going to look for another place to live stream from. So stay on the lookout for that. It will be Monday morning. It will be around 6 o'clock in the morning. But definitely make sure you're subscribed and you're turning on that bell for all notifications so you'll be notified when I upload my stream, and you'll be ready to go at 6 a.m. I appreciate you all hanging out with me. If you haven't already hit that like button, please do. If you think someone would benefit from this stream, hey, share it. Share it with them. And then after I close out the stream, if you'd like to, write in the comments something that kind of stood out to you from the stream today. Something that you want to take away from this morning. Or if you want, you can even share your word that you have for the week. I don't want to turn it away from this gator. I'm so excited. But thank you all so much for being here. Like I said earlier, we're definitely going to try and go live again from the beach. I don't know when. It might be on a Saturday or Sunday. But we're going to do that soon. So just make sure you're subscribed. And thank you all for being here. Thank you to my Patreons. And I will see you next Monday morning. Thanks, Mom, for tuning in. And Captain Kirk, thank you for another wonderful morning stream and great motivation for the week. Thank you so much. All right, guys, have a wonderful week. I will see you next Monday. Bye-bye.